So as of recently, we've had quite a few new viewers to the channel, so I wanted to take the time to introduce myself, who I am, what I do, and what happens when you give me a call and when I come out to look at your property. So first off, I'm Madison Raber, and I own the company Tree Stand Forestry, and I have a background in timber and in forestry. We, as a family, have been in the industry for over 50 years now, and this is something I've personally been doing for over 10 years now. Recently, in the last 2 years, I've begun consulting for people looking to do a timber harvest, whether they're looking to manage specifically for the whitetails, or if they're looking to do more of a long-term approach for the timber management end of things. So I'm able to do both, but I do enjoy the whitetail side of things. It's something I'm tore up with. I live and breathe hunting and think about deer all day long. And so that's the part that I enjoy the most. I've had a lot of guys reaching out to me that have had, whitetail property consultants on, whether it's, guys with Don Higgins or Jeff Sturgis of the likes. And, a lot of these guys are prescribing harvests, but there's very few guys that, have connections the way that I do in the industry. So I'm hoping to fill that spot in the marketplace and be able to provide, first off, the knowledge base, but also the experience and the connections to be able to get your harvest done on, in a decent amount of time, and also to get you as much money out of the timber as possible. So when you first contact me through my website, there's a button on my website that says contact me, and I'll leave a link to the website in the description box below. But basically that'll send me some of your information. I will reach out to you. At that point, we'll have a conversation, talk about what you want to do, and maybe I can accomplish what you want simply over a phone call. And obviously there's no charge to that. I'm just happy to help people as much as I can. But if you're local to me, Ohio, Indiana, PA, parts of West Virginia, Michigan, and you are looking to do a timber harvest, I can then meet you on the property, and we can kind of go over and walk through the property and figure out what it is you want to do and what your goals are, and hopefully I can help you accomplish those goals. Next off, if we actually do proceed and do have a timber harvest, 95% of the time I will recommend that we go in and mark all the timber, and that gives you a good idea of which trees are going, and it's also clarity with, between you and the actual end buyer of the timber. And so I will go in, mark all the trees that are going to get cut, and give you a full breakdown of number of trees, species, and estimated board feet. I'll then put together a bid sheet, and I will have guys that I know and trust come out to bid on that timber. This allows you to maximize the amount of profit that you make on the timber, and also gives you options. If your goal is not necessarily to make the most money, you're wanting to get it out quickly, we can work with guys that are going to be able to get it done sooner than later. We just have to look at what your goals are. And at that point, once we've had a few guys come through, take a look at the timber, and put bids in, we'll go with whoever we decide to go with, usually top bidder. And then at that point, most guys, we do a year or a 2-year long contract, and that allows the logging company to come in those year to 2 years to do the harvest. If your property is specifically for hunting, oftentimes we will, block out October, November as not being a possibility to come and do the harvest, simply for the guys that want to hunt that. But if we do that, I push for a 2-year harvest. A lot of these good mills that actually do good work and are paying, decent amount of money for the timber, they have a lot of timber bought up. And so it's not easy to necessarily get on their schedule and just be able to be, in 2 weeks, be able to have your timber harvested. That's just not how it works in the industry. And so, we can definitely push towards speed being the priority, but you are going to sacrifice a little bit on the price then to be able to get to the front of the line. So that's the basic process. There's a lot more that we do. We can do, breakdown of just, your overall species, give you the breakdown just for that, not even do a harvest, just for, your knowledge to be able to know what you have. We can also do timber tax bases, and that allows us to basically eliminate any tax burden that you may have by doing the timber harvest, assuming that you purchased the land within the last 5 years or so. And there's a lot more things like that that we're able to do as a independent forestry consultant. There has been a study done by Ohio State University that found that guys that work with a forestry consultant typically end up taking fewer trees and end up getting more money out of their timber. There was a client that I had in Michigan this past winter that we did take a few more trees simply to improve the bedding, but it was only 2 trees more per acre when you averaged it out, and we ended up getting him $40,000 more than what his previous best offer was. And another client in Columbus, he wasn't concerned about the hunting side of things. He was strictly looking at managing the timber, and so we did a very light harvest. Prior to me, he had a bunch of guys coming out and putting bids in. The issue with that was everybody wanted to do it a little bit differently. Nobody wanted to take the same trees, and it was difficult to compare bids apples to apples. So I went in, remarked it according to what we wanted to do, what his goals were, and ended up taking fewer trees than what the other guys had marked and got him $10,000 more than his best offer prior. So if you guys are interested in having me look at your property, you can reach out. Like I said, the website will be in the description box below, and hopefully here in the near future I'm going to start building out the studio, and I want to keep improving on the video quality, the audio quality, and just the overall production, and hopefully I can provide some value to you guys. I appreciate it. See you guys next time.